On the morning of October 1st, 2025, the neighborhood of Mott Haven in the Bronx awoke to a scene of unimaginable disaster. What began as a peaceful dawn quickly turned into a day that would forever change the lives of its residents. At 205 Alexander Avenue, a towering 20-story high-rise home to hundreds of families, suffered a sudden and violent collapse that sent shockwaves through the community. In a matter of seconds, a massive section of the building's exterior wall crumbled away, exposing entire apartments to the open air and sending tons of debris crashing down onto the street below. The explosion, later confirmed by Mayor Eric Adams, tore through the building's chimney side, a critical area where vital utilities like gas and water lines ran, making the situation even more dangerous. Residents and bystanders could only watch in horror and disbelief as a gaping wound opened in the familiar skyline, forever altering the view they had known for years. The collapse left not only the building's structure, but also the personal lives of its residents exposed to the world, with belongings scattered and urgent fears for those who might still be trapped inside. News of the disaster spread rapidly across the city, drawing intense media attention and prompting a massive emergency response from firefighters, police, and medical teams. The community was left reeling, their ordinary morning shattered and replaced by chaos, fear, and uncertainty about the fate of their neighbors and loved ones. As the dust began to settle over Alexander Avenue, the city braced itself for answers, holding on to hope for survivors and preparing for the long road to recovery that lay ahead. Witnesses described a deafening explosion, a deep, concussive boom that shook the neighborhood. Looking up, they saw a huge section of the building simply gone, as if erased in seconds. The air filled with a heavy, unmistakable smell of gas, hinting at the cause. Panic swept the streets as residents fled, fearing more explosions or fire. First responders quickly focused on the building's utility systems, suspecting a gas leak near the boiler room or incinerator shaft. The chaos and confusion were overwhelming, but these early accounts helped guide emergency crews. In those first moments, every detail mattered for public safety. Emergency services arrived within minutes, led by the FDNY. Firefighters launched a dangerous search and rescue, navigating unstable debris to find survivors. Mayor Adams and city officials took charge, confirming the explosion and promising a full investigation. Engineers assessed the building's stability, while firefighters prepared for possible fires. The NYPD secured the area, and EMS stood ready for casualties. Seamless coordination between agencies was vital, turning chaos into a controlled response. The sight of so many first responders brought a measure of reassurance to the shaken community. The city's full resources were now focused on saving lives and restoring order. The top priority for first responders was to evacuate residents from immediate danger as quickly and safely as possible, ensuring that everyone was accounted for in the chaos. 40 apartments, especially those in the most severely damaged F and G lines, were cleared without delay. Firefighters and emergency workers moved door to door, guiding frightened residents to safety. Displaced families were quickly guided to a nearby community center, where the Red Cross and local volunteers provided food, blankets, and emotional support, helping people cope with the shock of losing their homes. Con Edison utility crews acted swiftly, shutting off gas lines to prevent any risk of further explosions or fires, and ensuring the safety of both residents and emergency personnel. Police established a secure perimeter, blocking off nearby streets and sidewalks, and keeping the public at a safe distance from falling debris and unstable structures. Deputy Mayor Kaz Daughtry addressed the media, confirming that the area was fully contained, and that all necessary safety measures were in place to protect the community. With the scene stabilized, emergency teams could finally turn their attention to investigating the cause of the collapse and beginning the long process of recovery and rebuilding. The city's rapid and coordinated response ensured that no one was left behind, demonstrating the strength and resilience of the community in the face of crisis. With the immediate crisis finally contained, teams of investigators quickly mobilized, determined to search for answers amid the chaos. Their mission was to uncover what went wrong and how such a disaster could have unfolded in the heart of the city. Multiple city agencies, including fire marshals and structural engineers, meticulously examined the boiler room, incinerator shaft, and gas lines, working together to pinpoint the exact cause of the incident. Every detail was scrutinized, from faulty wiring to overlooked maintenance. Miraculously, no injuries were reported, a rare relief in such a disaster. Emergency responders, prepared for the worst, found themselves grateful that their stretchers and ambulances remained unused. Officials called it nothing short of a miracle, especially considering the building's size, the number of residents, and the busy time of day when the incident occurred. The investigation will be thorough and far-reaching, reviewing building records, maintenance logs, and conducting interviews with residents to piece together a complete timeline of events. The ultimate goal is clear: to prevent future tragedies, ensure public safety, and hold any negligence or oversight fully accountable under the law. Meanwhile, displaced residents remain in the care of city agencies and volunteers, as the community comes together to support those affected and begins the long road to recovery. The absence of injuries stands as a silver lining, a fortunate outcome on a day marked by devastation, reminding everyone of the resilience and unity that can emerge in the face of disaster.